say what needs to be said. Let's get into a little Colorado football, Coach Prime and recruit. But let's get this out of the way first. Coach Prime landed the #1 offensive lineman in the country in Jordan Seaton. If you happen to be unaware or didn't know, right? This is a big deal. You're not going to push this under the world. It's a big deal and more coming, right? Also, the commitment from Connecticut offensive lineman Yakiri Walker and the commitment from the University of Houston offensive lineman Tyler Johnson. So he is getting what he says he needs, and he is clearly working, right? But we see more commitments from the transfer portal, which seems to be the new wave. And of course, these recruits will have more experience. This is key. But on the other hand, I don't like what I'm seeing from behind the scenes. Maybe this is part of the process and we will see how it all pans out. But how I see it and how it looks, Coach Prime has issues or he wants to control too much, which he has the right to because he's the head coach. But how would that pan out? Because to me, it just seems like something isn't right. And I'm going to talk about it, right? Now, as we watching and we watch things unfold, and of course, we try not to speak negative about Coach Prime and his movement because we support and all those good things. But it is what it is, and a spade is a spade. And I was waiting to see how the situation with Coach Sean Lewis unfolded. And of course, he got another head coaching job, which is cool, right? That's cool and all. But the big question is, why are all the coaches or most of the coaches leaving Coach Prime and going to coach with Coach Sean Lewis, the now head coach at the University of San Diego State? That seems a little deep to me because, you can go get another job, but you can stay where you at, where everybody was, or you follow the coach that was just here with us that got another job. That speaks volumes right there in itself, right? I spoke about the situation with Coach Lewis in the past, right? When he was demoted for the offensive coordinator, Pat Schumer, right? But Coach Prime, like I said before, he declined comment about the situation. And, I said he wasn't keeping it real and blase squaze, right? But as time goes on, the truth comes out and you find out more and more things, right? But now that I understand Coach Prime was upset that Coach Lewis was possibly heading for another job after one season. That's what it seems like to me after reading between the lines. Or he felt like Coach Lewis was simply just using him to propel his career and one and done, basically. And I don't know what's wrong with that, right? But how could Coach Prime be in his feelings if these things are true because of another coach wants to progress or propel his career? Because that's what we all here for, to propel our progress in life, period, right? And isn't that the same thing that Coach Prime wants to do? He went from high school to HBCU to now a big-time Division I college. Everybody want to propel their career. And that's why I'm a little confused. Coach Sean Lewis, he is demoted in the middle of the season, but lands a head coaching job immediately after the season. So obviously people think of him as a good coach, and he was doing a heck of a job for the Colorado Buffaloes offense, leading in many statistical categories and playing with, a subpar, below average offensive lineman. And then you got all these players decommitting. You got the 4-star quarterback, Antoine Hill, quarterback, Danny O'Neal, running back, John Maurice Wilder. Then you got the wide receiver, Winston Watkins. And, we might say that's okay. This is normal. This is typical about players decommitting and so on and so forth. But my point is, what about the coaches league heading over there with Coach Sean Lewis? Because you got tight end coach Tim Brewster, he resigned. Then you got defensive line coach Nick Williams, he's headed to the University of Georgia. You got offensive line coach Bill O'Boyle, who is headed to coach with Coach Sean Lewis at San Diego State. And then you got the legendary quarterback who played and basically spent the last 10, 15 years of his life in Colorado, and he played in the 1990 championship. Also the running back coach, leaving Coach Prime and heading to San Diego State to coach with Coach Lewis. Sometimes you have to look at things for what it is, and you can't be blinded by what everybody's saying or what everybody wants to expose, because something isn't right. Like I said, a spade is a spade. Now him and his fiance, Tracy Edmonds of 11 years, has decided to call it quits. And she just came out and said, to make this be clear, she was the one that made this breakup happen. So, that's none of our business. I'm just bringing this along with the point to show this point of connection. But let's don't get it twisted. 11 years is a very long relationship. But when you're Coach Prime age or, over your 40s and 50s, you don't really have time to break up and restart and search and date and all those things. So you want to try your best to work things out. And unless it's just nothing can be done to fix things, then you kind of move away. But when you get up in age, you want to work things out. I'm just trying to make a point, right? So I'm just trying to make a point. Now, sometimes we have to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, is it me? You have to evaluate the whole process. You can't just always think you're right. You got to learn how to evaluate yourself and the situations to become a better person, right? Now, can I do something different that can help me stay connected to people I connect with? Speaking of Coach Prime, can Coach Prime do something different to stay connected to the people he connects? That's a question for me, right? The coaches, the recruits, and all those things, because we all understand and we see that he has no problem connecting, but staying connected is another situation, right? Because of course, you can't make everybody happy. We all know that we can't make everybody happy. And if we try, and if Coach Prime tried to make everybody happy, and I know he's trying his best, he would simply be hurting himself or hurting his team for whatever he's trying to build, right? But we know that. So there's always going to be issues, coaches, players, so on and so forth. But self-evaluation is one of the best tools I use to keep me on point and keep me grounded, right? How can you feel you are making all the right decisions or choices if you don't have no one to hold you accountable? If you just have yes men and everything you say is right, how do you know you're making the right decision, right? Because I sure hope this next season, this next following season, I sure hope Coach Prime, he comes with a different swag, a different approach, different attitude, right? Because we understand this is his first year at this big program. And this is his first full season in the offseason recruit. So there's a lot of different tasks that he's dealing with, experience and learning on the fly. So we're going to give him a chance, and like I said, we just support him. But when I see things that I don't really agree with, I have to bring it up because, that's who I am. Here's another question. What about the parent? How would you feel? I'm talking about you. You listen to this right now. How would you feel if you are the parent of one of these kids and you support your child with wisdom and love and all that good stuff, right? And your child wants to be a Colorado Buffalo. He wants to go to University of Colorado and play with Shedeur Sanders, Coach Prime, and Travis Hunter and all that good stuff. Would you support that? Would you encourage that to your child? I want to know, would you encourage that to your child? Is this something you would want for your kid? Deep down inside, would you feel comfortable sending your child out there to the mountains with Coach Prime? Because like I said before, Coach Prime can connect with people. He does that very well. He probably does that better than most people in the world. But how long can you stay connected with people is the question. You can connect with a person for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then after that, no more connection. Or you can have connections with people for a lifetime. And obviously, we all have lifetime connections, and Coach Prime does himself too. And I know about relationships. He got a lot of people that looks at him as a father figure. So he's definitely can stay connected. But we're talking about football, college football, his kids involved, other kids involved, everybody trying to change the dynamics of their family future, right? But at the beginning of the season, it was all fun and games. Watching Colorado win games, bringing all the celebrities and his friends and to the sideline to support the Colorado Buffaloes and Coach Prime on his journey. But after the 4-game winning streak was over, it was time for Coach Prime to start coaching. And that was one of the issues that we didn't see, right? Yeah, he can say won 4 games and did all these great things, but seven straight games losing is no matter where you're at, that's not good, right? Because we know Coach Prime, he can sell out crowds and bring a lot of money to the college, right? Great marketing skills. But he is at the University of Colorado to coach young men and to win. Like I said, losing 7 straight games is not the best way to end the season. So the season is important for him to come in strong. And like I said, I hope his attitude and everything, he comes in with a different mentality. Now, Deion Sanders, AKA Coach Prime, is an extremely popular individual who has achieved success to another level as an athlete. Sometimes successful individuals like myself, like Coach Prime, we can let our ego get in our way. We think we have all the right answers because we've been through so much and we accomplished a lot and we feel like it's usually our way or the highway. And that's the type of attitude that popular individuals have. And sometimes it's not that necessary. So evaluation, self-evaluation, looking at each other, looking at yourself in the mirror and understanding exactly who you are is the best way to attack life. And whether you're coaching football, whether you're raising a family or whatever, look at yourself first, understand your problems, and then you can move forward and be a better person. Till next time, Mr. Pick Six, say what needs to be said.